we go. There I am. Yeah. Trying to look a little bit. It's like really bad today. Trying to make it look a little bit more acceptable at least. It's okay. It's fine like this. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I won't be looking at it anymore.
Your hair and it just keeps jumping
I know.
back up.
I know. It's my curse. It's
Yeah,
okay.
I know. My parents have a curly and then what's the other one called? Like straight hair,
Mhm.
and my hair is just combined in straight and curvy hair, and it's just I just can't brush it properly.
The worst
Oh
genes combined.
yeah, I know.
Okay, well, you ready to start?
Yes, tell me,
Nice.
what do I see? What situation I'm in?
Yeah, I'll do a bit of a recap from yesterday for
Mm-hmm.
well, your general race and what we found yesterday as well. So basically, we are. Yeah, I'll do a general recap. There are 3 layers in the Underdark. The Upper Dark, which is kind of the entrance to the surface. It is a place that is more ruled, or not ruled, but it's a bit more lawless, since it's mostly like a place people travel through, not really a place where there are a lot of actual settlements. So it's mostly bandits and other, well, those kind of things, monsters sometimes as well, who see the opportunity to ambush traveling people and stuff like that. Then there is the Middle Dark, which is the most commonly occupied part of the Underdark, where the cities are dwarven cities, gnome cities. What is it called? Not draw. Forgot it. Let me open my notes anyway. I need them.
All right.
What is it called? Oh, it is draw. The draw. Yeah, who are kind of like the elves of the Underdark. All those kind of things exist within the Middle Dark. What we have focused on, however, especially yesterday, is of course the gnome cities that are less, or the least, or the most far away from traditional cities that humans build, and more similar to the kind of structures or tunnel structures that kobolds or goblins would make. The only difference between them is where kobolds and goblins can have this, well, they're pretty stupid creatures. They mostly just hang around one leader, and their tunnels are not much thought out or anything like that. The gnomes make usually pretty inefficient tunnels as well. They make pretty crappy structures as well, but it is it is a bit more thought out, and it is especially reached through teamwork usually, where these tunnel structures are made like, oh, this is the central hub and all the tunnels go through there, and then this is this guy's house, or more of like a street down here. So it's at least a little bit more thought out than like completely wild. Especially because gnomes tend to work together a lot, and that is why these structures are often referred to as hives as well, because they look similar to beehives. As usually, oftentimes, they would even, like, some of them hang, or like, I mean, it's not like they built on top of it, but it's like, say there was a rock that's just kind of lower to the ground in a cave, then they would build on top of it, and it's this structure just like hanging above the ground with tunnels through it and everything like that, which makes for some pretty cool looking structures often. So yeah, that's kind of what we discussed yesterday. And then the society itself, which are the gnomes, have the similar mindset. of this hive that they live in, where usually they try to do things together within their tribe. They don't really have a like universal connection much. They don't have like a leadership all over the Middle Dark, but they have their own hives, and in that hive there is a bit of a hierarchy, like every society. But in the end, they all try to kind of achieve the same goals, which is usually things like selling and trading, mining, things like that. And so that is true for your the hive that you once belonged to. And with you, I describe Kharthmil, Gemseeker. Can you? We didn't really do that yesterday. Can you give me like a physical description of what you look like? I know there is the token, but I don't think that describes like everything about it.
Yeah, Kharthmil is really short, like average short, like the average gnomes. His physique is not that strong, but he's not that skinny either. He's trying to stand out from the other gnomes, but his genes are not cooperative enough to do so. So he's just have an average muscle. But his head is a little big though. He often gets mocked for it because his head is bigger than the average size, slightly bigger. Sometimes he had to lay his head down on a table when he's sitting because it's too heavy sometimes.
Okay. Well,
and as you can see on the token, he has blue eyes and a beard, strong eyebrows, which make his character more characteristic. Okay,
yeah, no, I get what you mean.
don't know.
It stands out. Like
Yeah.
it's very. He seems like a very, not necessarily to the point, but very like. How should I say? There's no like. There's a lot of straight lines, I guess. Like his face is very like strict almost. And then besides that, can you describe me what his daily life kind of looks like in this hive?
Always always wake up usually and go to the mines, like every hive member does, and just doing the stuff. But at the meantime, Kharthmil is always dreaming of going to adventures, and honestly, he found an old book, fell down into the mines one day, and he every day he reads the book before sleeping, and it's just fascinates it. The other gnomes are calling him out because he's reading, and reading is just for researchers or nerds, so he gets mocked for it too. But he doesn't care.
Is this? Oh, sorry to interrupt you. You can keep going.
No. I was just wanted to say that he doesn't care as much as he gets mocked of his big head.
And this book, is it like a special book about like? Is it like stories about the surface or stories about the underdark or the lower dark, or is it just like a general like information about the places where you live, or maybe some other creatures that live down here? Like, what describe to me what kind of knowledge that he gained from this that is so interesting to him?
The
Like
book contains information about the surface world and the surface animals, like the dogs, cats, cows, just all the animals that live in the surface at the town. Someone was making that book and unfortunately dropped it down.
Yeah, which is probably like it's a book that probably wouldn't mean much at all in the surface world, but down here it's a source of information that's very
Exactly.
very rare, and it just kind of, yeah, as you described, like the daily life or like the daily things that maybe it's even written by just a farmer or I don't know, the sheriff of some random town somewhere who
Exactly.
wanted to like,
Exactly.
yeah, keep count of the things that were around, and so two cows today. We needed to sell them to this guy, and then maybe some
Mm-hmm.
descriptions of the cows or
Exactly.
something like that.
Exactly. Exactly. And how to breed them, how to
Mm.
feed them, how to clean them. It's just seems to so fascinating to Kharthmil.
Mm. Okay, yeah. Well, it is as you are going through your daily life once more, going to the mine, mining the same things as you always have, that one thing this day is changing, as suddenly around you the ground begins to shake violently.
Oh my.
These are earthquakes are not uncommon to this area, but this is definitely something you would have only heard of that happened like one on this scale is something that you have never really experienced. What do you want to do as the moment that it starts erupting around you? I'll tell you where you are, maybe to give a bit of a
Am I
better view.
in a group?
Yeah,
Am I in a group of gnomes?
you're a bit maybe like 10 meters to the left. There's this small cave of like amethyst ore that you're mining right now. Maybe two other people a bit like 10 meters to the left, but besides that you would have to go like 100 meters back into the cave before like there's going to be other groups of people, so you're definitely pretty far away from like a centralized group, and it would take you probably like 3 hours of walking to get all the way back to the hive from over here. Like
Oh.
you're all the way deep into a cave system at this point, mining these emeralds, these amethysts.
Does Kharthmil hear the other gnomes freaking out
Yeah,
because
yeah,
of the earthquake?
yeah. You will
Uh-huh.
hear 10 meters away from you. Both of them are screaming in the distance, and you will see them
Well,
start running back to the others.
mhm. First of all, Kharthmil will freak out too,
Hmm.
definitely,
Hmm.
because of the others others are freaking out too.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, I'm making my way to the nearest exit, like the others do.
Yeah, it's as you
I don't
start.
want to die.
Mhm. It's as you start running towards the exit, and the others are a bit further ahead. Maybe your initial reactions were a bit slower as you were looking around what the others might be doing. That between you and the people running away, suddenly a crack appears in the way going out, making it well hard to traverse as you see it's becoming bigger and bigger and bigger, and you look as you look down, you see it drops further down than you can see.
Oh my god! So I cannot go there.
You can, I mean, it's up to you. At this point, it's maybe a crack of about 2 meters. So you, or probably it's like between a meter and 2 meters as you get there. If you look down, it's gonna be 2 meters by that point. But you're in a sprint still, so you could try to jump it if you want, but it's definitely gonna be a difficult jump to make.
Yeah, I just stop at the beginning of the gap
Hmm.
and don't want to risk a jump that because my legs are not that long,
Hmm.
so that would be a really difficult jump to make. Uh, panically, while panicking, Cartmill looks around for another exit. What does he see?
Well, at this point, you're basically in a like a cave.
Yeah, just one exit.
Yeah, so like the only exit is really the one before you. However, at this point, as you stood back for a little bit, it's like Wait, 1 second. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
No, this is fine. It's like 3 meters. It's become 3 meters. Well, the gap has widened and it has become 3 meters at this point, and you will feel the ground still shaking and it's kind of tilting a little bit at this point. As like this crack just bursts out of the ground and is just pushing these 2 parts of rock aside.
One second, I'm getting a phone call.
Okay, no worries, no worries. I'll seek out.
Think about it.
For anyone who wouldn't be able to see, the amethysts in the room give off but the slightest of light in this endless darkness that is down here in the underdark. As Kharthmil stands there, he can, however, see with his great dark vision as a gnome. It's kind of different to how normal people see, as it's difficult for people with dark vision even to distinguish colors within it. So to them, amethysts at most kind of look like these vaguely purplish structures, while to someone from the surface, for example, it might look like a beaming purple light.
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
You were talking to me?
No, I was giving a
Okay.
just describing the situation.
So, recapping, there's a gap, 2 meters wide gap.
Yes.
And it's blocking the only exit from the cave.
Yeah.
And I don't remember the other stuff you told me because of the phone call.
Oh no, I was just describing the situation while you were gone. But that's basically the situation. Is the rumbling is still going on, and the gap is just becoming bigger and bigger, and it's looking harder and harder that you will be able to traverse this. And as you're standing there, it's also kind of tilting, not towards the gap, but like the gap is coming upwards, like almost like a volcano or something. Not like literally like that, but I mean like the way it looks. So you're kind of like, it's hard to keep your footing. Actually, make me an acrobatics check to see if you can remain on your feet as. Well,
Okay.
that's the first roll you ever made as this character, as you put your feet steady on the ground, and the gap, or like the earth, shakes heavier around you, and the gap becomes bigger. You remain steadily on your feet, and tell me what you want to do.
Well, the only way to escape the cave that I make the jump, but I'm risking it to falling down into the gap. Well, if I just make the jump, I have no other choice. I mean, I do have another choice because I have a rope. In my pocket.
You would have definitely gotten a rope down here. Mining accidents happen very frequently. Things like this are rare, but like sudden cliffs or sudden gaps that people fall into are definitely not something that happens. That is rare to see. So you would definitely have rope with you.
So I would like to borrow my rope. Does Kharthmil see a climbable rock on the other side of the gap?
You mean a rock that you might be able to throw your rope around?
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's possible. Roll me a d20 on a 10 or higher. There is such a rock, because it is kind of a specific kind of rock.
The D20.
Yeah, just a random, just a normal d20. Yeah, there is a. There's as you look at the other side, you see from the side of the wall there's just kind of these, a stalactite. You know what that is?
Didn't understand.
Oh, a stalactite. It's like a. Well, it's just like a mineral structure that's poking out of the wall, kind of like similar to a traffic cone kind of structure.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
However,
So
you would know that you can throw your rope. However, you do know that these structures are not always very reliable, as it's hard to tell how sturdy they are.
So it might break.
Yes.
Well, I risk it.
Okay.
I would like to throw my rope on it.
Yep. Make me a. What do you think? What check do you think that is to try to throw a rope around something? I would think
maybe,
dexterity.
Maybe. Yeah, dexterity is sleight of hand.
Yeah, dexterity is good.
Just the main dexterity or a sleight of hand?
No, sleight of hand is more like pickpocketing and stuff. So I would just say main general dexterity. Yeah, you throw the rope. You can't quite get it around it, and you see the gap is becoming bigger and bigger. You can try again if you want, but this will be the last try before the gap becomes too big. Oof.
Okay.
You try again. You throw your rope as far as you can, and this time the loop goes around it, and you manage to get it around the stone that was poking out. I imagined you throw it kind of like a lasso, right? Like you made sure it's around it. So now you're holding the rope in your hand as the gap is still becoming bigger and bigger, and soon you will have to either jump or you're gonna lose the rope because it's like quickly slipping out of your hand as the gap is becoming bigger.
Yeah, I would like to risk the jumping.
Are you jumping to clear the gap, or are you jumping to just hold on to the rope and kind of like Tarzan down? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. I would like to choose the second option. Like I want to climb up to the on the rope. So I'm jumping like Tarzan.
Yeah.
Swinging.
Yeah. So in the beginning, you're gonna. Well, if you're you're holding onto the rope, so you're gonna have to like smack into the side of the wall, right? That makes sense.
Yeah.
But if you're fine with that, then that's.
Yeah, I'm gonna lose some HP.
Okay. Well, you grab the rope tight, and the gap becomes bigger, and slowly you try to make yourself go as slow as possible, and then you start hurling towards the other side of the rocks. I think roll me an acrobatics check for this. This is to see if you can like put your feet out in time. And yeah, you can do so actually perfectly. As you come swinging, you know how to put your feet to kind of like stretch them out, and as soon as you hit the wall, you try to like bend them as far as you can, and you manage to not even take any damage.
Oh, nice. Okay. Quickly, I would like to make Kharthmil climb up on the rope to reach the edge.
Yeah, make me a perception check. Nope, you don't see shit. Keep on going.
Alright, I would like to.
Make me an athletics check just to see how well this goes, this climbing on top of the rope. Doesn't go too well. I don't think you fall off, because that has to be really, like, I think with a natural one you just fall off the rope. But I think with a 3, like, you start to climb and you just like the shaking is too heavy and you just get kind of like knocked around in all directions, and you don't manage to climb up. However, at this point your muscles are getting pretty tired, especially with this 3 athletics check. It shows that you're kind of losing your strength. But you have another try if you want to.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think what happens is you start to climb and you think you're almost there, and you get to the very top, and at that point the entire rock face that you were climbing off just start cracking and starts falling towards you. And you have no choice but to let go of the rope with these just mountain of rocks falling after you as you fall into the darkness below.
You were talking about the natural one, and eventually it happened.
Yeah, well, you're falling. What do you want to do?
Well, I have quick thinking. I have a dagger in my backpack, so maybe I can close my arms tight to the to my body and fly to the other side of the gap and simply just stab into the rock, so I can at least slowing myself from the fall. And if I make a good roll, eventually I stop myself from falling and hold into the dagger.
Yeah, I think first off, for that, make me an acrobatics check first to see if you can get yourself right in the air and make yourself faced in the right way to even start doing something like this. I don't think that's too hard, so a 10 or higher. But it's hard, you're kind of tumbling around, you didn't expect to start falling, and so you just start falling down and you try to grab your dagger, but you're just tumbling everywhere as you hear these rocks like smacking to the sides of the cliff just behind you, and you keep falling deeper and deeper into the darkness. For you, however, it is, well, you can still see everywhere, but you don't have endless vision. There is still like it seems there is a place below of the cliff that you cannot see through what is there. But you're still falling, you're still tumbling. You can make another acrobatics check if you want to see if you can rise yourself.
I want to do so.
Yeah.
I want to do so.
You can try. 16 is good enough. You're falling deeper and deeper down, but eventually you manage to make yourself go a bit more upright and gain a bit more stability, and you manage to make it at least so you start falling next to the side of the cliff. And then your plan was you want to grab the dagger and put it into the wall?
Yeah, and if I roll a really good one, eventually stop myself and grab onto the dagger and hang on the dagger.
Yeah, I think first off make me a just 2-hit to see if you can hit the wall successfully. I think I will need a AC 15 for this.
AC 15.
As in, that's what you need to hit. Just roll an attack with your with your dagger. Yeah. Ooh, that's really good. Yeah, you dig your dagger successfully into the wall, and then at this point, make me an athletics check, because you're going from such high speed and you dig your dagger into the wall, and then you're gonna have to make sure that you don't fall off as you're suddenly coming to like a stop as you're falling, which is like pretty yeah, you know your life depends on it, and as you dig your dagger into the wall, you hold on tighter, and eventually you slowly come to a stop. At this point, you will see that the rocks above you are still falling towards you.
Well, does Kharthmil see the rocks?
Yeah, it's not hard to see. Their sound is very loud.
Okay.
It's hard to tell where they're gonna go. They might miss you. They might hit you straight in the face.
Yeah, that's what I'm concerned about.
Yeah. it's because they're bouncing around from all direction and kind of like, you know how like an avalanche goes. It's kind of like that, where like one rock hits
Yeah,
the
yeah,
other
yeah,
and then
yeah,
the other
yeah,
falls
yeah.
down. So it's really hard to tell if any of them are gonna hit you or not.
Well, uh, obviously, I want Kharthmil to dodge any rock that's falling.
Yeah,
But
how do you dodge a rock while you're holding on to a dagger?
that's a good question, because I don't have any other point to hang on to.
You could try to
Uh,
you see it is like a normal cliffside, so there are like you can try to just grab a normal like part of rock, if that makes sense, like rock climbing,
uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh.
which is going to be very hard. But it's, I mean, there are like other parts of the cliff that could potentially be used as things to hold yourself onto.
Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Mhm. So there are fractures in the walls, so I can climb up. Mm.
Yeah, it's, I mean, it's not necessarily fracture. It's just like any like mountain or cliff that you would see in the real world, where there is always
Mhm.
things to hold on to for like, especially for experienced rock climbers. For you, it looks like this will be hard to do if you want to like try to grab onto something else just on the like normal face of the wall.
Mhm, mhm, mhm. Well, I see another dagger in my backpack,
Mm-hmm.
so I would like to wield it
Mm-hmm.
too,
Yeah.
and just put it in the wall too. So I have two daggers in my hand right now.
Okay. Another make me another roll to hit. It is hard. The stone is too hard, and you try to like dig your dagger into it, but it just kind of like bounces off of it.
Ah.
Maybe because it's your left hand that you're using, you can't really use your
Mhm, mhm.
full strength, and it's just not working yet. As the rocks come towards you, roll me another d20. Wait, not yet. I think the chance is higher that you will get hit than if you not get hit. So I think on a 15 or higher, you manage, or like, I mean, you don't manage, just pure luck. None of the rocks hit you. So roll me a normal d20 and let's see what the gods have in faith for you. Oof, that's a really good roll. Yeah, you will see the cliff face start falling towards you, and all these rocks, like, what is it called? Knocking around against each other around you, but you manage to hold on to your dagger with your natural 20 from before, and right beside you, one of the rocks like hits the wall next to you, making it shudder even more, but you manage still to hold on as the rocks just barely miss you, and you will see them fall below into the darkness.
Ooh. Well, what do I do now? Does the rumbling stop, or more
It's
rocks
still
are falling from
it's
it?
still going. It's still
Yeah,
ongoing.
it's
Yeah,
still going.
if you look above you, you will see there's still rocks getting broken off. But at this point, the cliffside has like gotten so far away from the other side that like it would be, if there's rocks falling from the other side, at least it would be very unlikely that they're still gonna hit you, because at this point it's like maybe 20 meters away from you, the other side of the cliff.
Mhm, mhm.
So yeah, you're hanging there, maybe what, like 200 meters down on one small dagger on a giant cliff. You will see to your right and your left as well this like enormous break or like chasm has formed of like, as I said, 20 meters between each cliff, as it just like ripped through this entire part. And there you hang but one lonely gnome.
Did my other dagger bounced off my hand,
No,
or
you still
does
you,
Kharthmil have it? Yeah.
you still have it. You
Okay.
just like try to dig in, and then like it just couldn't get into the rock itself.
Can I try to roll for the stab into the wall?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, roll
Okay.
me another attack roll. It's not good enough, but at least you don't lose it. Make me. What is a. Uh, I think, I don't know, there's no real rules. I think at this point, roll me a d20 and don't roll a 5 or lower.
Okay.
Yep, you're fine. Yeah, you try to stab into the rock, but your dagger can't really like manage to dig into it. You can try again if you want. There's no real pressure.
Yeah, I wish to do so. Yes.
Okay, make me another attack roll. Yes, with the third one, you manage to dig it into the rock, having a bit of a steadier hand on it at this point, holding the both daggers, I assume, and you're just hanging down. Make me a Constitution check at this point to see how well you're generally doing. Yeah, not too well.
Not too well.
Not too well. You've noticed from before, as you were like holding onto the rope, your strength was already losing you, and at this point you're just exhausted from falling down and dodging and bumping away and all the things that you had to do, and you feel like it's gonna be hard to keep holding on to these daggers.
Oh well. I need to man up.
Mm-hmm.
Or otherwise I fall.
Yeah, so
So the next move I would like to make with Kharthmil
mhm.
is hold. Sorry, I need to. Sorry. So the next move I want to make with Kharthmil is hold on to the left dagger and try to place the right dagger onto the wall just a bit higher. You know, like start climbing with the daggers. Let's see if it works.
Yeah, I think I was. Yep, roll me another. This is with your right dagger, so just another normal d20. Yep,
Okay.
you're fine. You can try again with your right dagger if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Come on.
Roll me another d20.
No.
You try to get your dagger into the wall and it doesn't work, and you try again, and as you like try to dig it into the stone wall, the point of the dagger just breaks off. This is not a dagger made for climbing rocks, and you're still holding the handle, but the blade itself just falls into the abyss below.
I removed the dagger from the sheet.
Okay. At this point, you're again once more holding on to but one dagger. Make me another perception check at this point.
Mm-hmm.
No,
I don't see shit.
you're still fine.
Mm-hmm. Well. I don't have I don't have anything else on me. The only thing I can see that I must do the rock climbing thingy you said earlier because of the not necessarily fractures, but the standing out thing is, I don't know what that's called in the rock climbing stuff.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Just try to use just the rocks and any other crevices that are inside
Yes.
the cliff.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I would like to do so. That means my left dagger
Hmm.
will be out from the wall,
So you're gonna try to take
and
your left dagger with you and uh
no.
oh,
I will put it away because
okay,
I need both hands.
okay, yeah. Uh, I think you can easily like switch from the dagger to just finding somewhere to hang on once more. But as soon as you're gonna start climbing, then we're gonna have to make another check. Tell me, how do you want to try to climb this? Describe it to me.
I'm thinking about my hands are sweaty or not because it could be slippery.
Hmm.
Uh, well, I'm finding to uh, I want the word for it. Uh, uh, I don't know the word for it. I find two places to stand on in the wall
Mm-hmm.
with my feet.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a stable position.
Mm-hmm.
I place my left hand on a stable position
Mm-hmm.
too, and searching for another stable up higher with my right hand. If I find it, I just continue doing this with my feet and my hands. So it looks like
Mm-hmm.
three uh, three limbs are at the stable position,
Mm-hmm.
and one limb is always at the unstable one. Is searching for a stable
Mm-hmm.
one.
Yeah, I think for that because it's not. I don't think strength comes into play that much with this one because it's like
Nah,
it's so
it's like
methodical.
a
Mm.
it's like acrobatics. I think so.
Yeah, I would almost say constitution, as it's not really acrobat. Like you're not trying to be fast or like swing yourself around either. It's more
Uh-huh.
like you're going
Uh-huh.
slow methodically. So it's more gonna be like your overall fitness. I
Yeah,
feel like.
endurance.
Mhm.
Endurance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Make me an
Okay.
is that an endurance check? Oh, constitution. Yeah,
No. It's just a general constitution.
yeah.
I endurance. I find it in the constitution description.
Oh, okay. Um, a
So it's 12.
12.
Is it enough?
A 12 is enough to climb uh, like 10 meters, and then you realize that you just like you need time to rest before you can continue climbing.
Yeah.
Or I mean, if you want, you can. Well, you feel like you're just getting really tired. At which point you can continue climbing if you want, but it's gonna be harder. So that just means the AC is gonna
Yeah.
be higher if you want.
Yeah,
If you
yeah,
want to
yeah.
try to continue. Yeah.
I don't want to risk it.
Hmm.
But the rocks are keep falling.
Yeah.
Might hit me.
At this point, you're not like the chance of a rock hitting you is very low, as the like cliff has like gotten the space that the crack has created between these two cliff sides has gotten so wide that it's unlikely that any rocks from above are gonna hit you because well most of the rocks that would have already fallen at this point. Um, there's still a chance, but you you're definitely less worried about that at this point. Uh, However, as you like take some time to breathe, you do notice that the sheer magnitude of this cliff, and you can also tell, even without a perception check, that it is still getting bigger. At this point, it will reach the size of like 100 meters soon.
Oh well.
By the way, can you make me a
Oh,
D2 to see which side of the cliff that you like managed to fall to? On one, it's gonna be the opposite side of like the cave that you were in, and on the two, it's gonna be the one that you were at when the rope, like the one that you tried to get to. Yeah, it's the one that you tried to get to.
mhm.
Yeah.
How much time do I need to rest so the climbing AC doesn't get higher?
You feel like just a like normal, like if you could just like have a moment where you don't have to like try to hold on and like use all your muscles to like don't fall off, that would be enough. It's not like probably like 5 minutes or something would be enough. But the problem really is to find a position to put yourself in where you can rest on this point.
I cannot rest. Well, I must push myself because that's no way
Mm-hmm.
to rest. So I make oh my god.
Yeah. You focus and you continue climbing, one hand after the other, methodically. You know you're tired, but you try not to think about it as you start slowly making your way up and up and up. And eventually, you will reach once more the top where you came from with a natural 20.
Oh yeah.
That is good enough. You do notice that the earth is still shaking. It is kind of slowing down at this point. Yeah.
Can I climb up on the edge?
Yeah, you can get all the way back up. As you look behind you, you will see it's far over, like it's like 110 meters or something, as it's still slowly moving forward. You will see the amethysts where you were mining before in the distance.
So I'm on the edge, or
You're
did I climb up?
you're on the side that continues into the tunnels. You see before you the tunnel is still intact, the one that you came in from, like going towards the main entrance. How you got here in the first place. So you're just standing on the edge of the cliff at this point, but you can continue to the entrance if you want.
Yeah, I would like to do so.
Let me think real quick. Yeah, make me a perception check as you start running towards the entrance.
Yep. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Finally, I see something.
1 second. As you continue running through the hallway, you notice something before you get to the entrance, as you hear the sounds of whispers in the air. It's hard to tell what they're saying. It's kind of like a mix of different voices. If you want, you can stand still and try to make it out clear at this point, because you're running. It's kind of like wind going around you.
I would like to take cover and make out what I hear.
Yeah, make me just another general perception check to see how well you are at figuring or at like separating these different voices. Not too well. It's kind of just this sea of different You understand some words as you stand still. It's kind of like a coming inside. It's coming inside. What is inside? It's Hive. It's coming. It's kind of like these voices in the wind.
You give me chills.
As you're standing still, you can also. It's hard to describe, but it's almost like with your 70 perception from before for the general feeling of everything. It's almost like you're running down this hallway. You're coming from this like insane climbing up from the cliffs and all these action happening around you. And it's almost while you're running down, while you're running back towards the entrance, that everything just kind of starts slowing down around you. And like the wind that was like that was once like buzzing in your ears and whirling around you while you were running, like it just slowly goes from like harsh wind into these whispers. And as you stand still, you notice that everything almost feels like it's moving a bit slower than it was before. As you listen to the walls as well, it's almost like it sounds like there is water like seeping through them in all directions around you.
Slowly but surely, I want to make my way towards the sounds.
Yeah.
If I can identify the direction of the sounds.
Yeah, as you wait 1 second. Give me as you start walking and walking, following these whispers on the wind, you notice that their source seems to be coming from your home, which is the hive that you call home, the city, or not necessarily city, just the place where your people live. It's more like one structure, so it can't really be called a city. You notice that the sound seems to be coming from that direction, and sure enough, as you start walking towards it, as I described before, your hive is kind of like it. There's entrances from the ground, but it's in this giant, like, normally open cave, and then there's just like one giant rock that like comes out of the top of the rock wall. Does that make sense? Like it's like wait, maybe I can draw it. I think it will be easier. It's kind of hard to describe.
Yeah.
So this is from a sideway point of view. So the cave is kind of like, well, scratch that. It's kind of like this. You see that?
Yes.
And then like here's the ground, like that. And then this is maybe like the other side of the cave. Maybe kind of go like this. And then where your hive is, it's kind of like top of the cave kind of goes like this. Does that make sense? So this is from a sideway point of view. And then you would stand, for example, I'll draw like a little stick guy over here. This is a stick guy. This is like if someone is walking through the cave, they would walk through it like that. Does that make sense? Or is this not clear?
Yeah. I'm trying to imagine it.
So it's like he's standing on the ground. You're standing in this open cave, and then if you would look up, like if he looks up, he will see like what is normally your your hive kind of sticking out from the top of the cave, which was once just like a rock structure that sticks out from the top, but your people just made their home in it, and it just has all these like tunnels normally like going through it, which like would continue down here, and maybe like there's an exit here that people use with like a tunnel going all the way up and into the hive system itself. Does that make sense?
Okay. So Kharthmil, in front of Kharthmil, there are the entrance to the hive.
Wait. So that is, I'm just describing what normally your hive looks like to give you an idea of like what your home is. So like this is what I'm drawing here is the side of the cave. That makes it's kind of a weird like. Let me see if I can just find like a real life picture too, because I feel like it's important that you know what it kind of looks like.
Okay.
Yeah, wait, I'll send you this.
You found it?
Yeah, I'm sending it now. Okay, so you see that? Imagine that.
Yeah, that was that was I was imagining.
Okay,
yes.
yeah, imagine that, but then like 3 times the size, and then instead of the top being hollow, it's this like structure like sticking out of the top, which is the hive that your kind live in. Does that make sense?
So wait. The structure on the ceiling of the cave.
Yeah, you see
So
how
those are using ropes to reach the entrances.
They might, but you see how it. Wait, I'll draw it again now that you have the picture. Like you see how the cave is formed like this on the picture.
Yeah, I opened it on my other monitor so I can see continuously.
Yeah, so
simultaneously.
So you see how the normal one is like this, right? You see that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then where your colony is kind of like this. Does that make sense? And then all of this is just like a rock that has these tunnel structures in it.
So the gnome people choose to not live on the floor of the caves, but live on the ceilings.
Not necessarily, but it's kind of like it depends from like tribe to tribe. But your tribe decided that this was like the best place to build their home.
I see.
So they just made these like tunnel structures that might be with ropes as well. Like it's possible that there's just like a rope going down and that they use that to go into these holes. But it might also be that there's just like a side to the wall where there's like an entrance, and then they just like crawl all the way on top to this.
Yeah.
Either way works, but that's kind of like the image. It's kind of hard to describe, so I feel like it was good, or I feel like it was necessary to make sure that you understand what it looks like. So, as you know, that your cave normally would look like that, as you kind of peek your head around and you start going towards these whispers, and you start getting closer. Make me another perception check. Yeah. The first thing you notice is that entire hive structure that your kind once lived in has basically completely collapsed and fallen down to the cave floor. However, before you can investigate that further, the second thing that you notice is these shadows kind of standing around it. It's hard because you're probably like still about like 600 meters away at this point. So it's hard to like recognize what they look like.
Yeah, that was the question I was beginning to say. That do I make out the shadows forms?
You can definitely tell they seem to be somewhat humanoid in nature, as in they are standing up straight, and they are definitely way taller, maybe like 6 times the size of a normal gnome. So definitely they don't seem to be gnomes or something like that. And definitely humanoid-like, as in they're standing up. So probably it's not like a beast or something like that. But you're not sure as for their like precise, like the way they exactly look like or anything like that.
I'm gonna roll a d2.
Okay.
Then there's a 50% chance that Kharthmil is that curious to check out the shadows, or just not risk it. If I roll a 1, he will stick with the safest option and try to go back to his tribe. If I roll a 2, he will check out the shadows.
To be clear, so your tribe is well before you as well. So the shadows are basically standing around the collapsed home of your tribe, basically, if that makes sense. So yeah. So right now the cave looks like the cave looks like this, like it has.
Oh, that was a major detail. I just I just realized that the situation is not, it's not good.
Yeah, so as you
Okay.
look up, you will see like the ceiling itself is completely cracked, and your entire basically hive has fallen down to the bottom, and then you will see
Yeah. Now I understand.
yeah,
Now I understand.
and then you will
Yeah.
see just these
Okay.
like 10 of these shadows standing around it from a distance.
Oh my god, it's giving me chills. Oh my god, no. Okay, okay. Uh, and I see them from the distance, like 500 meters, you said?
You can be like the it's a really open cave, and you have great dark vision, so you can be as far as like a 900 meters away, I think. But you can get closer if you want.
I wish to do so. I want to get closer, but not I want to get stealthy. Like, I don't want to get into trouble.
Okay. Yeah, make me a stealth check.
Well,
Okay. You think you're
I'm not that
stealthy?
stealthy.
You think you're doing great?
Okay, I want to get closer to the ghosts.
Yeah. How close do you want to get? Like, do you want to close it? You want to get close enough to get a like clear look of what they are, or do you want to like?
Yeah, I want to get a clear look because they are big, like 6 times bigger than an average gnome. So, uh, Kharthmil's curiosity is just peeks out. I really want to check them out.
Yeah.
You never seen like anything like that.
It's as you start getting closer and closer, and eventually you will be able to get a closer look at them. Let me see if I can just show a picture as well. I'll just put it on the. Can I just drag this? No, it's fine. I'll quickly get it here. It will be right there.
Okay, I'm looking at the DMs.
Oh no, I'm putting it in the Roll20.
Okay, okay. Cool.
Oh, there we go. Well, that's really warped. Let me just put it on the map. You will see these creatures standing there. You will see they will have tentacle-like structures coming from their well, head. What is to you a head? You will see they have these black capes around them, but on top of their head is just like this giant protrusion on top of their head. I don't think you've ever seen an octopus in your life, so you wouldn't have.
Oh my god.
You wouldn't know to like
Yeah.
link it with them, but you will just see that they have like almost almost as big of a head as you yourself do.
But they have 2 legs and 2 arms, so yeah, that's the only thing that Kharthmil identifies. But this tentacle thing is, he never seen anything like that. In the books, they're just gardening animals, so he's not familiar at all with the sea creatures.
Yeah, for sure. Well, what do you want to do as you see? Actually, as you get a closer look as well, as you start to get closer, and you will see these creatures or these humanoid creatures standing around, you will see there is... well, first off, you will hear the cries of your people echoing through the cave as you get closer.
Oh, you're giving me chills again. Oh my god.
It is almost like it is not like they're screaming for help and like running away. It's almost like they're screaming just in pure agony, and it's just like, well, maybe it is just the echo of the cave itself, or the lack of wind or sound, or the combination of the like watery sounds that surround the cave at this point, that make it have this effect. But just everything seems a bit like weird and echoey, and as you hear their screams, they kind of disappear into these whispers. It's almost like they become one with them. And you will see, as these people like stand around, you will see them channel some kind of magic around this place, like all of them in a continuous stream. It is red in nature.
Is it just out of character? They are managing souls, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It looks frightening. It sounds like frightening. So.
Yeah. Make me.
I'm not sure what Kharthmil would do in this situation.
As you get a better look at them.
Yes.
What was your? I think you already rolled a perception check, right?
Yeah.
Or was
with
that
16? Yes.
Yeah, with a 16. So you will notice as you get closer and you try to get a better look at these creatures with your 6 stealth, and you see their face and like, well, at least the ones like standing in the back, and you see their figures. That one of them, the one that you were inspecting, will suddenly make eye contact with you and like quickly turn his head towards you.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Kharthmil freaks out and starts running in the other direction.
Yeah. You start running. Where are you running to?
He's panicking, so just doing a 180 and just running.
Yeah, you run as
something.
You run as fast as you can, and as you are running, you see something in the distance. You want to run towards
What do
it?
I see?
It's hard to tell at this point. It's just like a vague figure in the distance. At this point, you're too far away to tell what it is.
Yeah, I keep running.
Yeah, as
if I see, if I cannot identify what is it, I will just stop and then panically trying to make my way out.
Well, as you
I don't want to get caught like in the screaming stream.
Yeah, as you run, like you turned 180 degrees and you started running, and you start to vaguely see a shape in the distance, and then it becomes clearer that this is your tribe that has fallen down, and these 10 people standing behind it. However, now you're on the opposite side of it.
What?
Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah. Kharthmil cheer up and start and continues towards the tribe.
Well, no. So you will see the same thing. You will see these 10 figures standing around it, and you will see the tribe still collapsed. But it's almost like you ran a circle, if that makes sense. Like you're just going to the same event that you run away from, but you're now coming at it from the other direction, from the other side of the cave.
No. Oh no! Oh no! I got in the loop. I can never escape. Okay. Okay. Oh my god.
What do you want to do as you see that in the distance, this same event that you try to run from? As you get closer, you will see one of the figures standing in the back. The one that was looking at you from before is now the one that is closest to you, because they're standing in a circle. So if you were in the back, you could only see the face of the one standing on the opposite side of the circle, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
So you will see the outside one of the circle now turn around and once more look in your direction, making straight eye contact with you.
Well, Kharthmil decides to just how do you say that phrase? About the fear, not confronts his fears. Like that's the phrase. He decides to confront his fears, make a big swallow like in the cartoons, and yeah, just make his way slowly, not that slowly, just average walking speed towards the creature that made eye contact with Kharthmil.
Yeah. You get closer and closer, and as you get closer, you will be able to start seeing your tribe itself before even being in speaking distance of the creature. You will see thousands and thousands of your kind, some of them crushed under the rocks, and those who are still alive, or some of those that are still alive, you will see screaming in agony, as you will see a red energy getting sucked out of them, as these creatures seem to be doing that at this point. However, besides that, you will also see a group of about 400, or probably 400 is a bit much, 200 gnomes at this point. You will see they have lost all the color in their body, as they are just gray beings now, and they are just standing emotionless, like in a group of about 200 people to the side, not saying anything, just with emotionless well, no looks on their face, just staring into the distance. And as you are looking at this and getting closer, you will see actually that one of them that was screaming in agony as this like red energy gets pulled out of him will eventually, like the last part of the red energy will leave him, and you will see his skin too will turn gray, and he will stand up and very slowly walk towards the group of gnomes that is already there.
Oh my god. Imagining this is just frightening. Wow. Well, as Kharthmil making his way to the circle of creatures, when Kharthmil gets into talking distance to the one creature that made eye contact with, Kharthmil thinks that he can communicate for a better chance with them. So when he reaches the speaking distance, making another big swallow, and as the creature that, what are you doing, mate? That's my tribe. What are you doing to them?
You will see the creature's tentacles on its face kind of like move around as these whispers emanate from it.
I don't understand you, man.
The creature will turn around slowly, start walking towards you.
Kharthmil will stand his ground. Not backing.
The creature will reach out with its arm towards your head.
Yeah, Kharthmil stands his ground and not making any signs of fear. But although he's really afraid, but not showing it.
Yeah, the creature will touch your head with its palm as an agonizing pain will shudder through you. Make me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's... Oh.
You will feel the pain start like emanating through you, and you will feel a part of your face turn gray and emotionless as it did for the other gnomes behind you. However, you will remain your strength within you, and the creature will pull its hand away and speak to you. You survived.
Yeah, of course, man, I survive. I am strong. What are you doing to my people, man?
Their fate is no longer in your hands.
But can I make them alive again? Can I make them again alive, or you just kill them all?
Were they ever truly alive? Are they not the same now as they were before?
No, man, they are not cheery. They are not hardworking. They are just grey, emotionless.
You will see the group of the 200 gnomes will grab one of the broken pickaxes from the ground. Some of them you will see start bleeding from their hand as they grab it by the pointy end of it, and they will start walking towards the side of the cave and just like start hitting it like clearly inefficiently. They're holding the pickaxes all in like weird directions. You will see some of their arms are just twisted and broken, but they're still like grabbing the tops of the pickaxe with it and just like hitting it against the wall over and over. The creature will turn its head towards them and then like slowly turn its head back towards you, still making intense eye contact with you as it does so.
No, man, that's not it. That ain't it. That ain't it. You make them like hardworking. You can't fool me. You can't fool me, man.
You wish to save your people?
Yes, of course. They are my people. Release them, man. They have a lot. They have a lot to fight for. They have a lot to live for. Please, man. I beg you.
What would you offer in return?
What do you want? My soul? My service? Money? Our resources? What do you all want?
We will take your soul. We will take your service. We will take your resources. If this is the deal you wish to make, then so be it. You will see the creature turn its head towards the gnomes that are still like using their pickaxes against the wall, and you will see the 200 of them will slowly start turning from gray back to a lively color again, as you will see some of the creatures standing around will start channeling the red energy back into them. A deal is a deal. Give me your hand.
I guess so, man. I just want to save my tribe. Here you go, my hand.
The creature will reach out its hand, almost as if to shake yours. You shake his hand.
A deal is a deal, man. Not more, not less. Just give back my people.
Okay. He will shake your hand very slowly and methodically, and as he does so, as he's holding your hand in his palm, you will see more of these tentacles like come out of the harness that he's wearing out of the cape behind his back, and he will slowly start like twisting and turning around your arm and eventually around your entire body, slowly lifting you up as one of the tentacles like starts entering any and all crevices in your body.
What are you doing, man?
As eventually you will feel your mind go blank, and you will see through these tentacles like kind of a channeling of this I wouldn't say it's like red. It's almost like this. It's almost like smoke-like structure that is just like surrounding you and surrounding these tentacles as well, as your mind will go blank and new forbidden knowledge will enter your brain as a pact has been made, a pact of service, a pact of lifelong sacrifice.
A pact is a pact.
Creature will put you back down after all of this happened. The knowledge you once sought is the knowledge we too seek. The time of the surface dwellers has come. Their eon of rule must come to an end. Find out what you can about these people and report it back to us. If you do not, your people, your tribe, and you, your soul, will be ours forever. And as he ends speaking, you will see suddenly the 9 other beings that were standing around your tribe will all suddenly turn their gaze towards you as well, as now all 10 of these figures are staring you in the eyes. And as they do so, you will see them just slowly, almost like, it's not really melt away, but almost like sink away into the surface or into the ground as they are standing there. And slowly but surely you will also hear the whispers and the echoes of water around the cave submerge with them as well. You will see there are still many dead gnomes crushed under the rocks, but the 300 or so of them that managed to survive, their souls have been returned to them, and you'll see them regain color. Some of them wounded as they start running towards their family and friends, all consoling each other and not sure what happened to them.
You alright, man? Hey, hey.
What?
You alright?
What happened? What happened? Suddenly there was
Don't worry,
a break in the stone, and we all my family were.
Don't worry.
What?
Don't worry. That was an earthquake and you blacked out. Don't worry about it. Alright, man.
I don't know what. You will see him like shakingly sitting on the ground. You will see there's a rock that has crushed one of his legs, as he's like kind of sitting down, but like laying against the rock behind him, clearly in shock of what happened to him.
Okay. Listen, man. The tribes is how do you call it, collapsed. So we have to make a new living place. You guys understand?
What? Your face. What?
What about my face?
It's you're one of them.
What?
You plotted to. You will see him like slowly like start backing up as much as he can, like the broken leg dragging behind him, as fear is in his eyes as he starts like grabbing towards the rocks behind him and like slowly like dragging his feet behind him as well. You're one of them. You're one of them.
No, 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 man, no, man. Don't fear me, man.
He will
Please.
he will start yelling louder around him. He's one of them. He betrayed us. And he will point towards you as you will see the other gnomes that are like slowly backing up, still mourning the dead family, are now slowly turning towards you as well as they look at your face. They too suddenly gasp in fear and astonishment as they stare at you. You will see some of them like shakingly pick up rocks and like start throwing it towards you. Make me an acrobatics check actually to see if any of them hit you. Yeah, one of them hits you straight in the face, dealing 2 points of damage to you as you as it like kind of just like scratches you from the side of the head, and like you will feel a small some drops of blood start like falling to the ground from your face. And then at this point,
No, please, man. Don't.
Traitor!
Don't fear me.
Traitor! You will see all of them, like, as more commotion is made, all 300 of them at this point are, like, notified by the sounds happening, and you will see all of them slowly start, like, turning their heads towards you and walking towards you kind of menacingly at this point as they feel a bit stronger. There's no longer 10 of these creatures, there's just one of them, and you will see all of them have rocks in their hands, some of them still holding the pickaxes that are halfly broken. And soon a shout or a chant of traitor will emerge from all of them, from the group of them. Traitor! 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 As they menacingly start walking towards you.
I would like to cast mage armor on myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you will reach out to one of to the knowledge that has so recently entered your brain, and you will feel once more this like purplish smoke that entered you in the beginning, that gave you this power, will now kind of like ooze out of your very skin, and as it kind of hardens on top of it, you will see cracks appear in your skin where it hardens, and at this point, with these like with this purple magic like oozing out of you, you will see some of them screaming, "See, I told you he's one of them!" And all of them will be reassured in their preconceived notions, and you will see some of them start. You will still see fear in their eyes, but you will see the bravest of them kind of start making their way to the front. At this point, they're maybe like 10 meters away from you. As you will see maybe like 3 people, 3 of the gnomes that you would know are kind of like the guards of this city, have made their way to the front, and you will see there's pickaxes in their hands as they menacingly walk towards you.
Oh man, I just saved you. Please.
My brother, you killed him. I saw it. I saw the creatures. They looked exactly like you. Why would you do it? Why would you betray us like that?
Man, please, man. I just sacrificed myself for you all.
My sister,
please, man.
My sister, she got crushed by one of the rocks. It's the creatures who did it. I saw them. They looked exactly like you. My mother got killed by one of these creatures. I know they would return everyone. I don't want to remember what they did to her. It's all your fault.
No, please understand. Please, I'm not one of them. Please understand it.
More stones will be hurled towards your head. Make me another dexterity check.
Not constitution.
No, it's dexterity at this point, just to like quickly move your head to the side. No, like one of the stones, like you will see one of the guards in the front, one of the more like buffer gnomes, will grab a big stone and just like lift it above his head and just like throw it towards your face. dealing 5 points of damage to you as it just like hits you square in the head. Traitor! You shall die today. We shall see your blood for what you did to our tribe.
No, man. Please, man. No.
Stay away.
Not one of you.
Stay away.
One of you. Don't fear me. Please, don't fear me.
You will never be one of us.
I just sacrificed myself.
They sacrificed themselves to protect this city, and now they are dead because of creatures like you.
I'm not one of them. Please, I'm Kharthmil, gem seeker. I was working with others.
I told you he was different.
Please.
He was different from the beginning. His big head should prove he's one of them. He looks the same as them since he was born. He's been hiding here. He's been planning this since the very beginning.
No one, please. You don't understand. Please.
More rocks will be thrown towards you. They're not backing off. You will see they're getting more and more organized. There is not a single drop of mercy among them.
Kharthmil doesn't want to hurt his tribe, so he flee. He tries to flee.
Yeah, they're walking towards you menacingly, but you will see there's still fear in their eyes as they do not know what you're capable of, especially with this like purple crusted skin around you at this point. They're clearly still scared, and as you start running, you will see as you like look behind them that none of them have efficiently enough to catch up with you started chasing you. They're just kind of like still walking towards you, but they're definitely not going like in a run to chase you. There's some rocks still like thrown at you as you start running. Never come back! Never come back!
Oh, please, man. Please, man.
If you return, we will hang you where you stand. You will be forbidden to ever come here again. You're banished from the entire underdark for all we care. We will hunt you down. We will make sure that you get caught. Word will spread. All of the underdark will know. Everyone will know.
No, man, please. You're speaking of fear. You're speaking from fear. Don't fear me, man. I'm not the enemy. The creatures are not the enemy. Please.
Do not come back. Go back to the abyss you come from, foul creature.
No, man. Please.
You can keep on running. They will not let you come closer.
I would like to stop and cast an Eldritch Blast into the air.
Okay. Hey, roll me an Eldritch Blast. Oof. Yeah, roll me damage as well.
To the air. I don't want to hurt anyone. Just to see, just to show my powers, so they back up and don't stop throwing rocks at me and chasing me.
Yeah, as your these new powers, like kind of that have entered your brain, kind of like gather around you, and you look up at the air. Tell me what it looks like as you cast an Eldritch Blast. Is it coming from all around you, or is it something that you channel from a specific point inside you? Or from like a specific point of your body?
I imagine that this blast like Kharthmil is just putting up his hands, and the blast is just channeling through his arm from his shoulder to the hand, and the blast itself is just exiting from his fingers, and as he puts up his hands, his fingers are just glowing red and blasting out the red energy towards the ceiling of the cave.
Yeah. Mm, so the color would most likely be...
I don't know the color.
The color is most like anything but red is good, basically. Because red is a very specific kind of magic that is not the magic that you're casting. But any other...
How about purple?
Purple is fine, yeah. Purple is good.
Yeah. Then the purple energy comes out with his fingers.
Yeah, this purple blasts and like channels through your entire arms, and like it's almost uncontrollably at this point, since you're so new to doing this. You've never done it before, but this knowledge is in your head of how to do it. As you channel this energy through you and just like point it into the air, a blast of purple energy leaves and like shoots to the very top of the cave. Roll me a d20. As it shoots out of your hand, it hits one of the rocks above, and it seems that the shaking of the earth has made the structure of the cave like not very stable at this point, as like a big part of it already collapsed, and one like not like giant, maybe like 5 by 5 meter rock just starts pummeling down towards the ground. Make me a D100. Jesus Christ. How the fuck you roll a 100?
I don't know. I never done anything like this.
Let me think for a second.
I always end up like 91 or something, but exactly 100 is just...
Yeah, this was the one time actually that you wanted to roll low on a D100.
Yeah. Then I didn't want to hurt people, but I ended up hurt people. I just feel so bad.
Yeah, so like I think what happens with a D100, I was like, there's no way to roll 100, you're gonna roll like 17. But so you hit one of these rocks that's like 5 by 5 meters, and as it starts falling out, there's just more rocks to the side that it hits against and falls down, and you will see just a big part of the gnomes that were following you will just get crushed by these rocks as you shot this power you're not yet used to into the air. You're not sure how many, since it's kind of like the entire side of it collapsed. You're not even sure if... you can hear the shouts of those behind it, so some of them are definitely still alive. But you've definitely crushed a big part of it, of them.
Oh no! Oh no! Kharthmil in tears watches the rocks crushing his tribe, and the blood is coming out from under the rocks.
Yeah, you will see it oozing towards you, and this time you will hear screams of agony, like screams of help and screams of pain, like not from before where it was kind of like going in these echoes. Like now it is pure visceral pain, and not this like soft whispers. It's almost like as if what you did caused them way more pain than anything that these creatures from before had even done to them. As you will see some of them with their like half their body smashed between the rocks are still like making their way towards you, and they're just screaming at you like, why did we deserve this?
No, I didn't. I didn't want to, man. I thought to myself, no.
With what power the dead still have, I curse you to never enter this place again. I will haunt you where I can. I promise you that. Our tribe will remember. We will all remember.
No, man. No. And then Kharthmil is just trying to run away with big tears in his eyes.
Yeah.
He just sacrificed his entire existence to a tribe that feared him and exiled him.
Yeah, you will hear the screams of agony kind of fall away into the distance as you get to quieter parts of the cave. as you get far enough into the tunnels that you no longer hear them. You can take a bit of a breath, maybe like 3 kilometers away at this point. As finally, after a long day, rest has come to you. Well, as much as one can rest at this point, but at least there is silence around you. The caves around you just echo the sound of bats and other nocturnal creatures. You will see some glowing mushrooms in the distance as you look through the darkness. The smell of wet rocks hangs in the air, as typical in these underground caves. You will hear like the slow dripping of water that has been condensed against it fall down somewhere in the cave.
I would like to search for a glowing mushroom and sit next to it.
Yeah, you can. It looks
and just sobbing.
yeah, as you look at it, you recognize it as well, a pretty rare mushroom that usually the people of your tribe would hunt for in groups to trade and sell to nearby tribes or other people around. It's usually used for means of keeping roads or signs for anyone who is less adapted to the darkness. It kind of gives like a bit of a glowing effect to many different things that people would use. You maybe remember a time before where you went out with a group of people who are now probably dead to look for these specific mushrooms. One of the many monotonous tasks that you were taught to do or told to do as a tribe.
Kharthmil just thinks to himself that he just can't believe this is happening right now. He wanted to save the tribe, and he ended up actually killing them. That was the worst outcome. The worst. He could just let them throw rocks at him, but no, he had to show off his powers to make them fear more, so they stop throwing rocks at him.
As you're sitting
He
there,
just devastated.
yeah, as you're sitting there and like you're crying with your hands in your head, you will feel that the left side of your head, kind of like the top, it's kind of like the top, and then maybe like kind of goes over into the left. Part of your head feels different than it did before. It's almost like the skin is like a bit, like a bit like, how should I say it? Like not really looser, but more like softer. Like you know what I mean? Where like normally it's kind of like maybe rough, especially in like the circumstances that you're used to. It feels almost like a like newborn skin or something like that. Like
Oh
it,
my god.
yeah,
Yeah. I know what you mean.
yeah. And you'll feel it. It's kind of like sticks out a little bit as well. Like not like a big thing, but it's like almost like there's just like a little like millimeter of like extra layer on top of it.
Can I not can I Kharthmil does see some sort of lake or that can he use as a mirror?
Yeah, you can find those the water dropping before that I mentioned, you can go towards it and you will find a small puddle that has
Yeah.
formed there. And
I wish to do so and make Kharthmil look in to the water to see his own reflection.
yeah,
And what does he see?
you will see that like the top of your head and well, some part of your eyes, as well as like the side of one of your well, one side of your face has kind of changed in color, as it is now like this gray purplish color. And as you look at it, you will see there is these like pulses of like what you would expect normally to be blood, but you will see just like purple like this like purple smoke just like pulsing through it in all directions.
Oh my god. Does Kharthmil gain tentacles as well?
No, it's just like it looks a little bit similar to the top of the head of the creature that's on the map right now, but less like extremely purple, and more still like it's almost like a mix between that and like human skin. And you will see like some of your hair is still there. It's kind of like a part of your hair is like changed and like ripped out a little bit, so you're like you look a bit more balding in some spots, as there's just like small strains of hair still poking out of this purplish skin in some places, but then in some places it still retained the very like the same human skin. You'll quickly notice that it seems the part where the creature touched your head before is the part that is mostly, or that like that is a part where this like this type of skin like has originated from.
Oh my god. In the future, there will be a solution to regain my hair or my facial structure that it used to be. All right. Okay.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
If you want it as a character,
Yeah.
you can go look for it.
Yeah, I wanted to because I was crushing my people, I was thinking about coming back and just make sure that I'm look like them, so they don't fear me that much. And I just come up with a new name and introduce myself as another gnome that secretly is Kharthmil. So I can check on my people that they are living happily and hardworking as they used to be. So so Kharthmil doesn't hate his people because he knows that all what they did to him was from fear, from fear of the unknown, fear of the eldritch creatures. So he doesn't hate, but hates himself instead, because he just couldn't stop to show off his power. He just felt the urge to make them stop throwing the rocks. So
Yeah.
he hates himself.
As you like start hating yourself, as you look into the puddle and like your rage for yourself becomes worse, you will see that like the purple smoke that is like pulsing through the top of your head, or at least that you notice, you will see it become like a bit more strong, and you will see like a vein start like popping out of the top of your head where like it was changed, and you will see it become like a bit more rough and like bumpy. Is that the right word? I think. And then eventually it will just start like well, how to describe it, like the purple smoke that was once just like in the background will almost like in this vein that popped out will like you will see it clearer as this like purplish magic, similarly to as the one that you shot out of your hands before. You will see it like this, like lifeline of magic almost, just like pulsing through the top of your head.
Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm.
It looks very
Wow.
horrific as you
Yeah,
look
yeah,
at
yeah.
it.
I'm
Yeah.
imagining it too. No wonder that my tribe was afraid of me. Yeah, no
Hmm.
wonder. Well, this is my life now. Life now. Kharthmil thinks to himself.
Hmm.
And I have a quest. I have to find out what is the surface and who are the surface people, and I have to make a new tribe as the surface gnomes.
Hmm.
This was the request, right?
The part of the surface gnomes they didn't say anything about. They just want you to basically uh, gather information about the surface people and like report to them basically anything that you can tell them, how they live, what kind of creatures are there, how sophisticated they are, basically
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
anything at all that you can tell them about the surface world they want to know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You will
yeah, yeah.
also have from your the knowledge that is within you. You also know that you can communicate with these beings if you kind of go into like a sort of meditating position, which would be like a short rest or long rest. You can communicate with these beings inside your own head,
Oh,
and
cool.
kind of give this
Uh-huh,
information to them. Um,
uh-huh, uh-huh. Uh, can I? No, no, not can I. Will I be able to ask for tips and tricks?
it's
Just advices from the
you're not
adage gods. I don't know.
you're not sure. You would have to try. Um, all you know is that you have the knowledge that you have a way to communicate with them, although it seems to be mostly created so you can like just give them the information, but maybe there are certain questions that they might answer. It depends. Uh, as in, you're not sure.
Uh-huh, uh-huh,
You
uh-huh.
would have to try to find out. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And what do you think? Will there be any more requests, like kill that guy, uh, travel to this, do that?
Right now,
Will
you have offered your soul and your servitude uh, to them. So basically, you're under the impression that you will have to do anything that they say. That is your impression of what, or that is your impression of what their task for you is. But you're not sure if, like, you don't know what their plan is or what they want from you exactly, or if they're just gonna let you do this forever or anything like that.
Mhm.
Like it must be a very like confusing feeling for you as you, or like a very scared feeling as well, as probably you're just not sure about many of these details of what exactly has been placed upon you. It's a pretty vague task anyway, so it's, yeah, you're not sure.
Yeah, I have to find it out myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Well, after the sobbing and the realization of a new life,
Hmm.
the beginning of a new life, uh, Kharthmil just man up,
Mm.
standing up, and trying to make his way out of the cave, and trying to make his way out of the underdark.
Yeah, I think we can. Unless, Tommy, is there anything special you want to do as you're wandering around?
Mm, I don't think so. If Kharthmil sees interesting creature or
Mm.
something like that, I can't stop to investigate, but nothing else.
Yeah, it's as you are wandering around these caves for about 2 weeks that you finally feel like you're getting closer to the upper dark. And there are some places where a bit of light is shining in. You've never really seen anything like that before. Maybe we should go to that first experience of a just the slightest beam of the slightest amount of light. It's not like pure sunlight. It's like a reflection of a reflection of a reflection of reflection of something that merely shows anything that resembles outside light. And you see it kind of reflected into a puddle on the ground. You're used to seeing light like mushrooms or maybe even creatures down here that let out light, or fire is something that exists down here as well. But this is a very different kind of light. It's almost like its source is like they're like normally the things that you see have a very like immediate source. There's not really anything down here that can give out so much light that it would reflect from surfaces like that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So that's that. Do you wanna? That's what you see as you get a bit higher. What does Kharthmil think as he sees that, or does he go investigate it, or what is kind of his thought of all of this?
He's definitely going to investigate. He, as he remembers the pact, the request that he must report everything. He believes that he must check out everything and make it into a life experience, so he remembers it well and report it back to the Eldritch,
Yeah,
so his people doesn't get sucked away. That
yeah,
don't get sucked away.
yeah. Maybe this is the first time that you really try to communicate with him again. Tell me, what is it? What does it look like as you go into this trance to communicate with these eldritch creatures?
Well, I'm not floating like a monk. So
Oh,
I
maybe.
just
Sorry, I don't want
yeah,
to interrupt you, but you,
yeah.
I thought it was interesting that
Of
you
course,
said you're not
sorry.
floating like a monk. Maybe you're more like almost sinking into the ground. Not really, like not completely, but it's like it maybe looks like you're almost a bit heavier at that point, and maybe like your very presence
Yeah,
just like
exactly.
sinks a bit deeper into the earth itself.
E- Exactly my thought. I was imagining the building up the connection with the Eldritch, that I'm just uh, sitting, what's it called, cross-legged,
Hmm.
and the purple energy that I'm using, that I using earlier, just floats around me and kind of appears as an aura around me. No, not that. Just slightly.
Yeah, yeah, and it's while you're doing that, that kind of like in your trance, you it feels like you get like you close your eyes, but it feels like nothing happens. However, as you open your eyes again, you're not in the same place that you were in as you close it. So it's like a true trance. And as you look around, you will just see visions and images of like eyes all around you. It's hard to really like contour them out or like recognize any of the eyes to have a certain shape, but you would see them like from the corner of your eyes, and like you look towards them and then they're gone, and then you like from the other corner of your right eye you look to the right, you thought you saw like someone looking at you over there, but it's gone once more, and it feels like there's just this continuous like looking towards you, but you cannot meet their gaze.
Hmm.
Tell me, how do you try to communicate this information to them?
Well, I'm trying to imagine that I'm at another place, and they are capable of uh, how do you, ah what is that superpower's name? Uh, Not telekinetic powers. Uh, when you're communicating with your mind
Yeah,
to another.
isn't it teleconnect? Or
No, the kinetic, the word kinetic is
oh,
moving object.
tele telepathic?
Yeah,
Yeah.
telepathic. So I'm trying. I imagine like I'm
Mm-hmm.
sitting cross-legged. I'm not moving an inch,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe this is the first time. So I try to stand up,
Yeah.
but I realize I'm not moving anywhere. So I trying to
Mhm.
stand up and go towards towards the
Mhm.
edge.
Yeah, you feel
And
like you feel like you can actually like you can physically stand up like in this other place, but you feel like it's just this darkness around you, and as you're
uh-huh.
walking forward, you're just like walking on in the same space over and over. Uh, so you can move around, but you're not physically moving anywhere. If that makes sense.
Hmm.
Like it's this similar loop to where you were, what you were in the cave.
Because I'm imagining it like I'm building up the connection, and
Mm.
this is the first time I'm moving around and trying to talk physically,
Mm.
but they are just uh, don't understand why I have to talk
Mm.
like with my mouth, but I can do it with my mind too. So when I get used to it, I
Mm.
just sit there cross-legged and waiting for them to talk to me first,
Mm.
so I can telepathically uh, speak to them and give them the information and the experiences I gained.
Yeah, you will quickly get a telepathic message in your head that comes less as a form of speech and more just as the idea that you are allowed to start giving them information, basically, which you can telepathically do if you want to. It's almost like they do not talk to you at all. You just see these eyes around you, but you do not get any words or sentences from any of the creatures.
Hmm.
Do you give them the small information that you had of the
Yes,
lights
of
that you
course.
saw?
Yes,
Yeah,
of course.
you will see from the corner of your eyes some of the eyes that like appear out of the darkness. You will see them slowly blinking as you give the information to them, and then eventually you will just feel the world returning towards you once more, and you will feel yourself coming out of the trance that you were in.
Hmm.
It seems like for now there's not much feedback from these beings towards the information that you're giving them.
Maybe the information was not that interesting
Hmm.
to them.
Yeah, you're not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, if that was it,
Hmm.
I would like to make my. Oh, that was a short rest, right? A short or long rest.
Yeah, but now you're full HP and everything again. You've been walking for many weeks at this point, getting
Oh,
from
okay,
the
okay, okay.
yeah getting from the lower dark to the upper dark. You can continue walking. This beam of light, or a beam of light similar to this, might return a few more times. However, most of the upper dark is still holding complete darkness, and it is maybe a week of traveling later that make me a perception check as you're walking around.
Mm,
Yeah. You're walking through the darkness, and suddenly you will feel like you cannot see that much in front of you, and before you know it, you will feel something moving in the darkness. And as you like turn around to try to look at it, you will quickly feel like a slippery like skin just like push you forward, like push against you.
Sorry, I didn't catch the what's pushing me?
You will feel a slippery, like fish-like almost skin-like structure push against you, like almost as if something huge is just like slowly moving alongside you as you were walking in the darkness, and it's just like maybe accidentally or maybe on purpose, just like hit you with one of its like one part of its body. But it's even for you, you cannot see in this darkness that it has created. Or that seems to be around it. You're not sure if it created it or not.
Do I have a torch?
Yeah, I think
Or
you would have
yeah,
for
yeah.
maybe creating a campfire or something.
Yeah. So I would like to light up the torch and see if the darkness is reducing with the torch.
Yeah, as it reduces a little bit, you will suddenly see just a giant eye right on the other side of your torch that is just staring at you as you're walking through this darkness. Just an eye that is your size, basically, that is right in front of you. It seems you're standing on some kind of edge, and whatever this creature is well, looking straight at you.
And what does the creature look like?
All you see is just this giant eye. You don't see any other part of the creature. The torch itself has revealed a bit like more light around you, but it's still like pushed the darkness is. It's almost like a shield of light that is around you because of the torch. That is like a circle like light that's formed around you, but the darkness from like beyond it is still impenetrable. So all you can really see as you like start to walk closer, as you feel something push against your back and you like walk a little bit more forward, you just see one giant eye of probably a creature. But you cannot see any other part of it. You see to the top of the eye, there's like some scaly like fishy like skin, and you will see the eye itself also looks, well, you haven't seen a fish before, but out of character it looks like a fish eye as it looks straight at you. So it's kind of like unblinking, just staring at you.
Well, Kharthmil gonna say, yeah. Well, what's up, man? You got a staring problem.
You will hear like a very almost like a whale like sound, but much more deep and echoey, and you will feel it vibrating through the tunnel and like coming from deep, not deep below, but like below where you're standing, because its mouth is probably below there, where the sound is coming from, and it just like a, well, yeah, like a whale like scream, or I don't know what you call a whale sound, like a whale like, I feel like scream is the best word. You know what a whale sounds like? Yeah, like that, like that.
Something like that.
I think that's good. Like, it just echoes through the cave, and then once more, the eye. As the eye, actually, what you will see is as you put your torch forward and you're like looking at the eye and asking what it wants, you will see the creature start moving once more, and you will feel again this like slippery skin across your back as the creature continues moving. And you will see, as you're holding up your torch, you will see 2 more eyes pass as like the other eye goes forward, and then another one passes and another one, and eventually you will see the entire creature, just like giant body of them, must be like 200 meters long or something like that, as it's just like floating, you think, probably because it's not on the floor, because there's just like this this cavern down here, or this like what do you call it, cliff that you're standing on at this point. So like you don't hear anything, like as well as the like the thing that went across your back, you don't feel it like or hear it tapping or sliding on the ground. So this creature must be in the air somehow. That's the only logical solution, or the only logical reason you don't hear this, right? And as you like see it floating past, you will see like fins on its back as well, and eventually it will end in this like structure of tails ending in the back with a fin as well. But you can never get like a complete grasp of what the creature looks like. I can give a picture as well, though, for out of character, so you know what to imagine maybe a little bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you will see this creature.
Oh.
So imagine, you see the 3 eyes on top, that's kind of like the eye that was staring at you in the beginning. You never saw its mouth, but then as it started making the sound and you asked what's up or something to it, you will just see like the endless skin that continues as like you're standing like that basically, and it's kind of just like sliding past you with its entire body, and eventually reaching its fin that as it disappears further into the darkness.
Well, that was a good conversation.
As it goes deeper and deeper, eventually the normal darkness that was in the air will return to it, and you will be able to look normally around once more. You will just see a spot of pure darkness deep into the cliff below, where the creature has disappeared into once more. Yeah, I thought that was an encounter worth mentioning, of something that happened on your trip to the surface.
Yeah, I will just add it up. The first thing, not connection, like outreach meeting, if you will, was not that rewarding. Like okay, good, what, or like something like that. Okay, good. Carry on or something like that. He didn't get any feedback or response. So Kharthmil thinks that that he need to provide more interesting details of his experiences. So he just added up to a list, and he will remember it. Then if he feels that it's enough to report it, he will report it.
Okay. Does the meeting of this like creature mean anything to him, or is he just like, oh, I guess that's another thing that's up here?
That was I was thinking about that Kharthmil was not bothered so much from the giant eye and the giant sea creature, sea-like creature, because the worst thing he ever seen was the Eldritch people, if you will.
Yeah.
So at this point, Kharthmil is just not afraid of most of the things anymore. He's more of a curious gnome right now. He sees everything like an opportunity to experience.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. Well, you continue further and further upwards, and eventually you will reach your first real ray of sunlight, which looks almost magical to you, as it is this yellow, translucent like light that comes from, as you look, well, probably you would go towards it and maybe like look up at it, and you will see it just comes from some sort of giant light, and as you look at it you will feel your eyes kind of hurt as you look straight at it.
Yeah, I block the sun with my hand.
Yeah,
trying to look away that until the point my eyes are adjusting to the big amount of light that's coming from the sun.
Yeah, I think this is something that must have been described many times in your book as something called the sun that makes plants grow, and that makes you would read things in your book like, oh, the sun has been obstructed by the clouds today, so we couldn't go out to feed the cows at this point, so we must make sure we go back another day when it is less dark outside. So you assume that this is the sun that they must be talking about, because there's probably no other giant light in the sky. Yeah.
And suddenly Kharthmil feels that this light is warm.
That as well. Yeah, that's true.
He put up his hand against his head to block out the huge amount of light is coming to his eye, and he feels that his hand is getting some kind of slightly warm. It's a really strange feeling to him, because it's almost like a torch.
Yeah.
You know, when he just holding a torch and he feels the warmth coming from the fire on this with this hand, and he feels a kind of similar feeling with this too. It's interesting.
Yeah.
The book doesn't mention that this zone called sun is a heat source.
Yeah, it is very unique to you indeed. And as you continue, it keeps becoming more and more astonishing, because as you reach higher and higher and higher in the upper dark, eventually you will reach a stone that looks no longer gray but brown in color, and you will see that the colors are everywhere here, almost blinding to you, where everything down there is dark. Your dark vision really only gives you a vision of gray, of white, and of black down there, almost as if you're colorblind in the darkness. Here on the upper dark, the rays of light that are coming through are revealing these like brown rocks, and you will see some of the mushrooms that are not even like, they're not even giving up light, but they're still colorful. You will see like a red one poking out of one of the rocks here. You will see a green one a bit further on, and you will even in some places see a new type of vegetation that you haven't seen before, which are well, which we would know to be like grass or small leaves, which kind of looks similar to moss, what you do have down there, but you definitely haven't seen anything that has like this wide leaf-like structures. Which is still like, because you're still in a cave, so it's like very small leaves to us, but to you it's something you haven't seen before in a plant.
And what are they? What are the brown tall thingies that has those green particles around the top side? What are they?
The brown things that have green particles on the top side.
You know, the trees.
Oh yeah, I don't think so. You haven't seen. You're not outside yet, so you haven't seen the trees yet.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're still you're kind of in like a well, cave structure at this point, but there's just these rays of light coming through.
But there's a field. But
Field?
I'm not outside of the cave yet.
Yeah, no, you're not outside of the.
Okay.
You just see. Sorry, maybe it was my fault. Like you just see. What you see of grass is just these like small lumps in a cave. You know how like some caves might have these just like really small, like it's almost moss, but it has like really small leaves on it. It's like like the kind of weed that would grow between like stones, often in like maybe your like where you park your car or something, or in your like garden. I don't know if you've seen that before, or like when it's winter and there's just like these like small leaves still like poking out in some places. It's kind of like that. However, as you continue, eventually you will reach your first place where you kind of exit this cave, and as you do so you will see that you're still within what we would know to be a canyon, but now the sun is like beaming straight down on you. You're also in what we would know to be a desert, so you don't see any trees yet or anything like that, but you do see the sky, you see the clouds, you see the sun, and you see more. You might see some like cactuses in the distance, which is something you wouldn't have seen before as well. You also notice it is very hot, way hotter than you would have expected. As you said before, like, oh, the sun gives off warmth, but at this point it's almost unbearable. Like it's like 40 degrees outside as you exit the cave.
Kharthmil is not used to this at all. He's used to the not what's the word for it when something is not moist, not wet, moist. The moist was and just chilly temperatures like 2 Celsius or something like that. He's used to that, and the big change of outside temperature, it's just unbearable. You have to find a place with the shadow so we can rest there.
Yeah, you can go a bit back and just rest in the a bit deeper back into the cave where it's a bit more chilly. You do notice that the canyon is well, like a canyon would, like basically the more to the actual outside world that you go, the more you're like in the actual sun, and like you can't hide from the shade anymore, especially in like a deserty area. But yeah, you can rest for now. You can also gather enough. You would have gathered enough water. You know how to do so from like the little drops that are around you. You've done that your entire life. Little condensation. It's a bit less here, but you would have brought enough from deeper into the cave. So I don't think that's any problem. So, yeah. You want to continue?
That's good. That's good. Yeah. I do want to continue. Besides the fact that the outside temperatures are not not optimal to deep gnomes.
Yeah, so you can continue. It is very hot indeed. You will feel as you go day after day that by the end of the day your skin is getting kind of red and painful at some points. You will feel it helps if you put some of the water that you have on top of it, although you try to save it since you do not know if there will be many sources of it in the future. Eventually, however, as you continue day after day, you will see more and more new things. You can report them to the creatures as well, as you see cacti, as you see clouds, as you see the sky, as you see everything that might be in a desert. You see some creatures you haven't seen before, like foxes, or you see birds in the sky, something you would have definitely never seen before. A flying creature. What is his reaction to seeing a flying creature? Well, I guess you have bats, but these creatures do not have leathery wings, but they have feathery wings, which is something you wouldn't have seen before. Is there any special reaction to seeing that as he looks in the sky and sees vultures probably circling around him?
Just so interesting, so fascinating that they can fly. They are not chickens. they are not chickens. The chickens cannot fly. And because the book contains the information about chickens and how to breed them, and how to clean up the feathers, and they specifically mention that chickens cannot fly. And that means they are birds as chickens, but they are not chickens.
Yeah, which was probably now like it's kind of like falls together in your head as you were like reading the book, and you're like, chickens cannot fly. You're like, yeah, duh, chickens can't fly. Why would they be like? You read their anatomy, and you're like, yeah, bats can fly because they have leathery wings, but these chickens have feathers. Why would they be able to fly? And now you're looking at these vultures, and you're like, oh, that's why they said these can't fly. Now it makes sense.
Exactly.
Well, as you continue, eventually you will see two very special things in the distance. First off, you will see a mountain come into view in the distance, which has, well, everything that the mountain has on top of it. You will see vegetation, trees, stones, which you were used to, but not in this way, built to the top. You will see snow on top of the mountain. You will see a cloud hang around the mountain, and then to the right of it you will see a vast amount of water, which must be the ocean, which you would have heard of, but still probably can't believe your eyes as you look at it. Anything?
Just he never seen anything like that.
Yeah.
Well, he wonders that he will be able to touch the clouds.
Yeah, you see that the clouds themselves are hanging around this mountain. Maybe if you climb on top of it or go towards it, you can touch them.
Yeah, he wonders. Yeah, but it seems too far away.
Well, where do you want to go? At this point, you're reaching the end of the desert, and you're standing kind of on the open ground. And as you look forward, you see this cloud that hangs around the mountain. You feel like you could go, like, try to get up the mountain. You could go towards the ocean. Could go back towards the desert. Many options, really. What is most interesting to him? What does he want to find out?
The surface people. He need to find a tribe. Find a village. and find out what tribes do they have. Do they form tribes? Even they do these things, or just living individually and doing stupid things, or they doing God's work or something like that. He doesn't know. He's just that is the most interesting thing to him right now.
You will see, as you're thinking about these things, as you're debating where to go, that the cloud, or a part of the cloud from the mountain, is starting to make its way towards you.
A mountain?
Not a mountain, a part of the cloud that was hanging around the mountain is floating towards you.
Why is the cloud moving? Kharthmil wonders.
It's coming straight at you in a very direct line.
And it Kharthmil, I imagine Kharthmil feels the wind. So I imagine that the cloud is moving because of the wind. So he feels a slight windy weather.
Yeah. Well, the cloud is getting closer and closer to you. The wind, indeed, as it gets closer and closer, the wind is getting a bit higher. Do you want to move away from it, or do you want to just let it get to you?
Yeah, just Kharthmil, just let it happen.
Yeah. As it's about to reach you, it's maybe 1 centimeter away from you, and slowly you can feel wet drops on top of your skin. However, before that happens, you will see the cloud slowly but surely start changing in shape, and before you know it, a humanoid.
Do they change colors too?
Well, before you know it, a humanoid-like creature stands before you, as you see the cloud itself kind of transform in shape and eventually reach the shape of what looks to you like a tall, but what looks to you actually similar to a draw which you would have seen before, which are these elves that wander in the Underdark. However, this looks like a very different kind to them, while where the drow, I don't know how to pronounce it, I'll look it up later. It's written like this.
Yeah, I know what a drow is.
Oh,
yes.
okay. Yeah.
I already put as art.
Oh,
to the
okay.
art.
Yeah, where they have this grayish skin. These have blue-like skin, and you'll see they have fins, fin-like structure between their hands, which you wouldn't necessarily recognize to be so. However, the creature will softly, as the cloud shifts in shape and the creature materializes, it will slowly stand up before you and it will talk to you. Tell me, how is it that you know the common language here? Because I think you would just talk in gnome, right? But I think, for the party purposes,
I know
you would have...
common, gnomish, and undercommon, but I have a spell that consumes a pack slot, and it's called comprehend languages.
Oh, well,
so
perfect.
so I can cast it on myself and understand the droves, the sea drow.
Well, sea elf,
Monologue.
but yeah.
Sea elf.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you'll actually have to have cast this upon you basically permanently. Maybe we'll say that the duration. We'll just
Is
say
1
that.
hour.
We'll just say that the duration for our campaign's purposes is forever for you, and you can still do things at the same time. Because
you will allow that?
well, can you only understand spoken language, right? So maybe wait, let me think. Is that
that would be so OP if
yeah, I think it
if
is
I
a bit
just
OP.
casted permanently. This spell doesn't decode secret messages in a text or a glyph, such as an arcane sigil that isn't part of a written language.
So I think what happened is, I think this is an interesting way to explain it, is you have read this book from the outside world, and to do that you have, like, this book was written in what is common here, because I know you know common, but common is kind of, well, common is definitely different in the underdark than in the, like, overworld, since they don't usually connect that much. So, like, I don't think it's fun for the campaign that you don't understand anyone who speaks just normal common. So I think we will say that you, through studying this book, as you said, you were very interested in it, kind of learned the language as well. And I think that the infusion of this eldritch kind of just made that, like, while maybe in the beginning you just had a basic idea of the language, this infusion of knowledge and this idea of comprehend languages that is infused within you makes so you can understand just common, but you can still cast comprehend languages normally for other things. Does that make sense? So yeah, I think that's a good way to explain it, why you know common. And it is so that the creature talks to you in common as it speaks. One second. I need to look at some lore. Follower of the Great One, I mean you no harm. I only wish to know why it is they have sent you here.
Well, if you're familiar with my patron, that I guess so. You already know that I'm here because I'm fulfilling my pact.
And what is it they have told you to do?
Seek out the knowledge of the surface world. I mean no harm. Don't be afraid of me. I'm not going to hurt you unless you're going to hurt me.
Do not
Probably.
do not fear me either, small gnome.
No, not that small.
As long as your purposes upon this world are of peace, I wish not seek disturb your purpose. There is a place.
Thank you very much. Yes.
There is a place nearby where I might let you learn about these people you wish to know of.
And what is the price?
All I want... I don't wish anything in return. To be honest, I just want to be able to keep an eye on you. And, well, this village is more or less under our overview. I think one person extra wouldn't hurt anyone there. However, if it is true that you are sent here by the person you speak of, I do not wish to disturb your mission either. So all I can really do is guide you in the right direction, so he might find what he seeks quickly, and you do not bring any unbalance to these lands and the creatures upon it.
So just to be clear, that nothing is free. So let's agree in this. So you don't disturb me in my mission, so I don't hurt your people.
As long as you I do not care as much for the humans who wander this world. Some of them are... well, some of them have done way worse things than your god can even imagine. I do, however, care for the beauty you see around you. I'm sure you have seen it from the moment you have come to the surface. This place is not to be disturbed or destroyed by the likes of outsiders. She will point towards, or she will actually touch a tree next to her, and as she does so, you will see that the leaves grow a bit brighter, and the bark itself, you will see like some scars that were in it will grow shut, and she will smile towards it. These are the creatures I wish to protect. The plants, the animals. If you do not harm them, I will show you to these humans.
Okay, before we do that, let me exchange questions.
Mm-hmm.
How do you survive in this hellish warmth of a weather? It's unbearable.
Well, as you see, and she will point towards the desert, not many things can.
Oh.
Most of us prefer to live in more hospitable environments. Although some might say that my home, she will point towards the ocean, is not as hospitable to some of you either. I do not assume that you can hold your breath underwater for long.
Uh-huh. So every environment has its creatures.
Mm-hmm. Do you not come from your own environment as well? I'm sure I could not survive in the darkness you came from.
Yeah. Okay, I understand this, yes. Okay.
Do we have a deal?
Yes, we do have a deal. I'm just really curious. What is about your between your fingers?
Oh, this? She will laugh as she shows her your hand. This is what most ocean creatures use to move around. She will point towards the sea, and as she does so, she will summon a bubble to come up. Oh, sorry. She will summon a bubble to come up, and within it you will see two fishes move around. You will see these creatures look actually very similar to the giant creature that you looked before. They too have scales and these fishy eyes. And she will laugh at them and say, "These creatures are like me in a way. You see, they too have these fins to move around. The water is not the same as the air around here. You must have noticed in the lakes you have down there. Swimming is not easy for normal humanoids."
Well, I assume I need this some kind of membrane between my fingers, and some kind of stronger lungs to even survive.
Speaking of
in the water.
Speaking of survival, if you wish to be among the humans and learn from them, I think it better that you look similar to them as well. Your face is quite horrific at this moment. I do not think any of them wish to come near you.
I figured it out. Even my people afraid of me.
If you want, for A prize? There is an item that might help you. It is used by many of my people who have more, well, unfortunate births. I'm sure I must not tell you of the effects a deep sea creature might affect on one's, well, outer look.
Uh-huh. Are you sure that that's gonna be helpful for me?
Oh, do not fear, this is merely an illusion, to be sure. Your actual face, can I call it that, will remain the same.
Sure.
However, it might cover up these things for those who are not used to seeing them.
What is the race, or what is the task I have to do for the prize, such as like that?
This village I bring you to, there has recently been an unfortunate event. You see, one of my brothers got, well, sadly he died. We are planning to take revenge on those who did it. Not out of feelings of anger, but out of fear of what they might do next. I do not wish you to think of us as aggressive people. We wish only to bring kindness to those around us. However, if you wish, or if you were to help us in fighting these people we wish to fight, I am sure your powers are not minor, seeing from the influence they have had on you. And she will look again at your head. Is this a deal you are willing to make?
So you want to punish the guilty?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I will promise that I will punish the guilty.
Very well done. She will take off a ring from her finger, and you will see as she does so that her eyes that once looked beautiful, like they do on the picture, like female-like eyes, they turn into one of these eyes, similarly like a fish, like well, similar to a fish. It will look as she gives the ring towards you, and you will see it burns with like a red glow as she gives it to you. Well, basically what happened is one of her eyes became as though they were of a fish. My alternations are a bit less horrible than yours. I'm sure people will still be able to look me in the face.
Well, I don't see how you find yourself horrific. You're looking quite beautiful to me.
I wish others would see it the same. She will take an eye patch out of one of her pockets and put it around her head, covering up her fish-like eye. Yeah. You now hold the ring in your hand. You can add it to your inventory as well.
Oh, cool.
You can just call it like a ring of, I don't know, minor illusion, but all it really does is just covers up the eldritch scars that you have gotten, the eldritch transformations on your body. so you look like a normal being to those on the outside. Unless there's things like that would disrupt your magic or anything like that.
I added a ring of mind shielding ring to my inventory and build it. Or I shouldn't.
Oh, you. Oh, like what is it? What does it do or something? The mind shielding one. Your mind shield. While wearing this ring, you're immune to magic. It allows other creatures to read your thoughts. Sure, just remember that it doesn't actually do that.
I will.
Yeah.
Add it to my notes.
Yeah. But I'm sure we will remember that you didn't get that. Okay. Yeah. The creature will reach out its hand to you and say, "Do you have any other questions?" If you wish to learn...
I don't think so.
Oh.
But don't think that that will be the end of my curiosity.
Oh, if you wish to learn anything about the nature or the animals or anything like that, I'm sure me and my people would be more than happy to teach you about it. Although we might...
Actually, I have a question. What are those like sheep in the sky?
You mean clouds?
Oh, that's what they called. They were moving towards me.
Oh, that was... Well, it is less of a cloud and more of a mist, you see. You will see she will transform herself back into the mist she was before, and just kind of like float around you. You will see she will poke her head out and see and say, "Not all of us are restricted to but one shape." And she will regain her normal shape once more, stand before you, and say, "If you wish, I can make you become like this as well. Only for a moment, of course, but to bring you to this village I speak of. You might be able to see the world from above. I am sure you have never flown before."
No, I haven't. I have not. So, how do you actually flown?
I'm afraid I am not willing to teach you my secrets, or my people's secrets, I should say. Just trust the mist, and the rest will follow. She will reach out a hand.
Deal is a deal.
Yeah. As you touch her hand, you will hear her mutter some words as she turns back into the mist, and you as well become so. You will feel you can't really do or move around in the mist itself, so you feel like you're purely controlled by her where you're going. However, you can still see as you start slowly floating up from the ground. It feels really weird to you as your body has become, well, a cloud basically, or a mist, and you're just floating towards the bigger mist cloud around the mountain. And as you go into it and go through it, you will see other faces as well. Make me a perception check as you flow through the mist. Yeah, with an 11, all you see as you flow through the mist is you will see the beginning of the mountain, you will see the nearby areas, you will see the cliffs in the distance, and then for a second, but for a glimpse, you will suddenly see stone walls, as though there is some kind of structure upon this mountain. However, the moment you glimpsed it, the second after it, it seemed like nothing was there in the first place. Does that make sense?
I didn't hear the last part.
Like so you're floating, or like you're floating in this mist across
Yep.
the mountain, and you just see normal mountain, which is still special to you, of course. And then you see, as you're looking down, like you're looking at the mountain, and suddenly for like 1 second you see stone walls as though of a castle, or a structure like similar to what you would have seen the dwarves build or anything like that. And then 1 second later it will disappear again, as if it was never there.
Oh wow. That's an experience too.
Well, she will continue flying, and eventually you will see a village in the distance. You will see, as you look down, actually, you will fly over the mountain, and you will see 2 cliffs, or you will see, a giant cliffside that goes far down, and then another cliffside to the north of it, and you will cross that and go to another land structure to the north, where you will see a village next to the sea that you can fly to. And she will drop you off there with a smile on her face and turn you back into your material self. Her too will turn back to her material form.
Oh.
We have arrived.
Okay. Wow. I'm not used to being on material and being turned into bag. My head. I'm dizzy. Give me a second.
I told you that not all of us are used to having multiple shapes. I'm sorry to do that to you.
No, it's an experience for sure. Just an I'll and a welcoming one. Just a bit of inconvenience.
Tell me, did you
Fine.
did you see anything on top of the mountain?
Yes.
You did?
Just for a second, but that was something. I I'm so dizzy. I can't remember what was it like, but I'm sure I saw something.
A structure?
Just for a second.
A structure of some sort, by any chance?
I think so.
You're not the first one.
It was a truck. It was okay.
Yeah, it was a castle wall, is basically what you saw.
Okay, I remember it right.
You're not the first one. Well, I will leave you here for now. I might seek you once more, once you are settled down. There's an inn nearby. I assume you have some money? Some gold?
Yeah, I have some pieces of real gold.
I'm sure that can be of use here as well. Do you have inns in your place? Do you know how to navigate a place such as this?
Yeah, sure. I will figure it out.
Well,
don't worry about it.
I must go back to my mission.
Yeah. That was nice meeting to you.
You too, my friend. And you will see her turn back into mist and start floating back towards the mountain.
Shit, I forgot to ask her name. Fuck.
Oh, she's gone.
No. No. Okay. What do I see?
A village?
Is it a small village or
Yeah.
a bigger one?
It's a pretty
Yeah.
mediocre, like sized village. It's probably a little like compared to Haven. You remember Haven, where
Yeah, my tribe.
No, a haven where a crow was compared to like that village. It's probably a little bit bigger than that.
Yeah, I haven.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Like
Yeah,
the
sure.
village where
I remember.
yeah,
I remember. Yes.
yeah, it's slightly bigger than that. So it's a
Mhm.
pretty just like mediocre sized village. It's next to the sea. You will see some people in boats outside. As you enter the village and look around, get used to it, you'll quickly notice that these people are doing pretty well. Most people here seem pretty happy. Um, you can give me like a general description what you do on like your first days in the village. Um,
Well, I'm just walking around
mhm.
and just observing the people. I imagine that uh, that Kharthmil sees shops, markets, or or he discovers the inn where our people are gathering together
Mm.
and laughing, drinking. Uh, Children are
Mhm.
running around, having fun.
Yeah, you
They're
you
colorful.
mhm. You wouldn't know this, but out of character compared to like a normal village, this is like a very happy village. Not like creepily happy, but like everyone seems very content, which would be weird if it weren't the first village that you had seen. Because like for a normal person, like normal life kind of sucks. Like imagine when you were Perrine and stuff, it was just like it's fine, but
Yeah,
normally
yeah,
people are not
yeah.
like happy everywhere. While in this village, it seems everyone is like pretty content. Uh, and when you go to the tavern as well, you will see like a lot of people in there. Um, Not that they're like zero sad people, but it's just like everyone seems to be doing pretty well here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you can spend your your time looking around, maybe talking to some people for the first time. However, after a few days, the sea elves will contact you once more, and
Mm-hmm.
some people might be wandering into the village, and that is where we will end the prologue.
Oh my god. Dampi, I don't want to be sound ungrateful, but this was the best prologue I ever done. like I don't know, I was meant to be not ungrateful, but
No, it's.
Mesh's prologue was great too, but this one, oh, that was so cool.
I'm happy. I'm happy.
Like you gave me chills like 3 times. It was just so cool. Like I was imagining the Eldritch prophets standing around uh, uh, the gnome people's soul,
Mm.
and you're doing the whispers so great, so well. Just,
I'm happy you enjoyed.
or
I had fun as well. So yeah.
yeah. Oh, I accidentally deleted myself.
No, it's okay. I was changing the map anyway.
Yeah.
Where is the?
But the saddest part is just I accidentally killed my own people.
Well, not all of them. There are still some of them alive.
Again, could you repeat that?
Not all of them. There are still some of them who still live.
Yeah,
So.
I know, but the majority of the people, I didn't want to, but I rolled a fucking 100.
You rolled a 2 first, and then you rolled a 100, which was the 2 was just for the structural integrity of the rock, which was already like unlucky, and then you rolled a 100 for the amount of people that were affected by it, which is an impressive combo, to be honest.
But I didn't want to. I was like, okay, let's show them that I'm dangerous, and they stop coming at me, and I ended up killing them. Oh man.
Yeah, for game purposes, you're about here at this point. Your village that you're in.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Where are Kane and Jax? Where are they?
Kane and Jax.
I haven't seen
Oh,
the I haven't seen the VOD yet.
well then, you will find out.
Okay.
You will find out tomorrow.
All right.
Do you?
Oh well.
Can you guess where you came from and where you went as you came out of the Underdark?
What do you mean? Where?
I mean,
Well,
on the. Wait, actually, I'm gonna end the stream first because it's. I think. Well, there's no one watching, I think, so I'm just gonna say bye. Thank you for watching, everyone who watched maybe the VOD or anything like that.
Yay.
Goodbye.